Welcome to day 88 of our school year. Let's get down our beginning fraction. We have 180 school days. We are on day 88. Now we have to think, is that numerator prime or composite? Well, it is even, so that means it's divisible by 2. That means 2's a factor, 1's a factor, and 88's a factor. So I have more than 2 factors already, so that would be composite. Also, the only even number that's prime is the number 2. That means we have to do the prime factorization for both our denominator and our numerator. Alright, let's see. I can divide by 3 because 1 plus 8 plus 0 is 9, and 9 is a multiple of 3. I can get 3 groups of 6 tens out of 18 tens. I can divide by 3 again. I can get 3 groups of 2 tens out of 6 tens. 20 is even, I can divide by 2, I get 10. Even, I can divide by 2, I get 5. 5 is prime, so I'm done. 88 is even, so I can divide by 2. Half of 80 is 40, half of 8 is 4. I can divide by 2. Half of 4 is 2, 40 is 2, 20, half of 4 is 2. I can divide by 2 again, I get 11. 11 is prime, so we are done. Okay, let's go ahead and get down our prime factorization from least to greatest. 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 times 5. 2 times 2 times 2 times 11. So it looks like we have 2 times 2 in common in both. 2 times 2 is 4, so our greatest common factor is 4. That leaves 22 in the numerator and 45 in the denominator. Okay, so let's go ahead and make our groups of 4. I'm going to use perfect squares to help me out here. But be careful if you're going to use perfect squares, because right here it doesn't work. Because otherwise you end up with half of them shaded and half unshaded. So we need to make sure that those are separated. Because otherwise you have fractions inside fractions. Alright, so there's all my groups of 4. I have 5 groups in each of my rows, so I can count by 5s to find my total groups of 4. 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. 45 total groups. I have 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22 are shaded in. Okay, now that I've done my division with my model, I'm going to divide with my algorithm. Okay, so I have 180 divided into groups of 4 and 88 divided into groups of 4. I know 4 quarters gives me $1 or 100 cents. Numbers the same, zeros a game. More on top, no need to stop. Numbers the same, zeros a game. Let's see, 20 times 4 is 80. Numbers the same, zeros a game. 25 plus 20 is 45. Now if you didn't see that 20 times 4 is 80, you could have done 10 groups of 4. because I know you're pretty good at multiplying by tens, and done it a second time, and you would have gotten there also. 20 times 4 is 80. More on top, no need to stop. Numbers the same, zero's the game. Bring the 8 up here. I can get 2 times 4 is 8. Numbers the same, zero's the game. Add them together. 20 plus 2 is 22. Now we still need to check. Divisor times quotient plus remainder. Divisor times quotient plus remainder. Since our remainder is 0, and the identity property of addition says when you add 0, it's going to stay the same, we don't need to take time to add 0 if it's just going to stay the same. 4 groups of 5 is 20. 4 groups of 4 tens is 16 tens, plus 2 more tens is 18 tens. 4 groups of 2 is 8. 4 groups of 2 tens is 8 tens. 88 matches our dividend, check. 180 matches our dividend, check. So our numerator is 22, our denominator is 45. All right, now let's go ahead and fill in our data collection page. Okay, trimester 2, week 6. Today is 12, 19, 19, and our fraction for today is 22/45. Let's go ahead and get out our number line. We did groups of 4. So the last one we have is 19/45. So 20/45 is equivalent to 40/90, to 16/36, and 4/9 was the simplest form for that one. Okay, then we have 21/45, which is equivalent to 28/60, 42/90, and 7/15 is our equivalent fraction in lowest terms. And then today is 22/45. There are no lines below it because it is our simplest form. We just have our line right above it. So we have an equivalent fraction in the 2's and then our beginning one. Okay. Let's go ahead and put your number line away, erase your worksheet, and thank you for joining me.